Hey everybody, welcome back. So this is Don, and I wanted to share an update with you on the 2022 bloom of Eulophia petersii. This is the desert orchid from Africa and the Arabian Peninsula that I posted a few years previously. Um, I've had blooms every year now for 5 years once I figured out the hack, and I will call it that because so many of you out there grow this beautifully but don't manage to bloom it. I was the same for a number of years until I figured out that the key to blooming these every year is a bone dry winter rest. And what I mean by that is no water from about October through February, even into March, until new growths and flower shoots start breaking from the bottom. If you look at this plant here, we have 4 spikes underway. There's still more new growth coming, and it looks like a couple of these might even be flower spikes. That one in particular I think will be a spike. It's hard to tell. That's obviously a new growth there. You can see because it's flattened out. New flower spikes as they emerge are really round. New growth is kind of flat. We had this one, which has shot up to almost 9 feet tall. That's 3 meters. We had this one come out about a month and a half before any others this year. It shot up like a rocket, bloomed. Now I've got 3 more coming, possibly more at the bottom. Not quite sure yet. We have to kind of wait and see what they end up being. Like I said, I think at least one of those, maybe even 2. Maybe this one will be a new growth. It's kind of hard to tell at first. But bright sun, almost full sun. This gets just a little bit of shade, not very much. It's inside a screen patio. That's about all the shade it gets. Otherwise it's full sun all day. And this wall faces west, so a lot of sun. And this can handle temps from near 100. This year I wasn't quite so good at bringing them in when it got cold, and it got exposed to temperatures right around 40 degrees a couple of times. And the only thing that happened was I got some leaves discolor, turn a little bit purple, and then as soon as I got back outside into sun and heat, they greened right back up again and look beautiful. So this is plant number 1. Over here, a little bit behind, is, sorry, the cats have made a mess of my patio. They like to drag things around and play with them. This is plant number 2. We've got spikes underway on this one too, although it's a little bit behind plant number 1. We've got at least 2 spikes underway. I think there's quite a bit more happening down there, although it's kind of hard to see until they pop up. This is pretty tightly packed in with haworthias and little aloes. They grow well together, by the way. Got some spots on the leaves. This doesn't seem to bother the plant at all. It's a little bit unsightly. It might be bacterial. Not quite sure. It doesn't seem to spread very much to new leaves if I keep after it. And eventually these will drop off. I do keep it away from plant number 1 though, because I don't want it to spread. And here we go. Nice bloom spikes coming on this guy. There's one here. And there's another one there. Again, dry winter rest for these if you want to bloom them. Since I figured that out, I've had flowers every year for the last 5 years now. Down here we have another cute little Eulophia species. This is, I am not going to say this name right. This is a hard name for me to say, but it's Andamanensis, I think it is. Andamensis. I grew this one the same way this year. Gave it a dry winter rest. In fact, I put it right beside its big brother there, and I have spikes on it. I also have Eulophia Memoria Alexis Pardo in the house that is also in bloom. It's a hybrid of Andamanensis with Guinensis. So those are my Eulophias growing successfully this year. You can see they grow pretty happily right alongside other cacti and succulents. Got the starfish plant there, and I can't remember the name for that right now. Stapelia, that's it, Stapelia gigantea. Blue myrtle cactus. Down here we have Eulophia ganensis, but it did not bloom this year. I'm just getting nice new growth, but no flowers. This got rained on a few times, so that might have been what kept it from flowering. Here we have single bulb division of Eulophia calichroma. I am hoping this one will grow nicely for me this year. A little bit of my rarities here. This is Caralluma socortana, Caralluma speciosa. We've got Hoodia gordonii, and the famous Persian carpet flower, Edith Colea grandis. This had almost 30 flowers on it last year, bloomed all summer long. So that's a little bit of what's going on here. Thanks a lot for looking again this year.